Buzzer TV presents vintage game shows on Amazon.
Ace is high. Deuce is low. Call it right and win the dough on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Hello there. Welcome to Card Sharks. Thank you. I appreciate it. Card Sharks, a game of decisions where you can win a fortune on the turn of a single card. Let's get to the cards. Janice and Ann, if you will, start loading in the cards. The red cards on top will be played by the champion. The lower cards will be played by the challenger. And as you can see, we have a game in progress with these fine Card Sharks. Stephen Ballard, our champion. Hi, Stephen. You've had a very profitable stay. Up until now, you've won $15,000 on Card Sharks. Doing great. Yeah. Now, we've learned a lot about you with your working in Saudi Arabia and what have you. I just found out something new about you. How'd you tie that tie, Stephen?
Oh, no.
Well,
It's a clip-on.
With all your talents, there's one talent you never learned, right?
Never learned to tie a tie.
How did you manage to avoid that?
I went through the service and everything with clip-on ties.
Oh, good to have you back here, Stephen. You don't mind us kidding about that?
Oh, no.
You're doing well.
Lots of it.
And we welcome our challenger, Debbie Taylor. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you again. Debbie, we found out with your interest in psychology that you have, you're working in dream therapy. Is there such a thing as a good dream? You say, that's a good dream.
Well, there are dreams that really show off your personality to its full extent, but as far as good and bad, there really isn't.
What's a really weird bad dream? Is that possible?
Oh, yeah, I had one the other night. First I was with the Beatles in France. It was real discombobulated. Then I was on a safari, and then my brother turned into a dolphin.
Oh. You need a lot of therapy there, Debbie, with your own dreams.
I'm trying very hard.
Good to have you back. Good luck to
Thanks.
both of you. Each player has their own deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled and cut before we go on the air. And Stephen, the champion, will play the red cards on the top. The lower cards, the blue cards, will be played by Debbie. And as you can see, Debbie needs just one card to win. Stephen has to turn over, in addition to his base card, 4 cards. The object of the game is to work your way across the board, predicting whether each card is higher or lower than the one that precedes it. Before you can begin calling high-low on the cards, you have to first answer a high-low toss-up question. All of our toss-up questions based on a poll of 100 people, and they test your ability to judge human nature. And as you can see, one question is gone, and Debbie needs just one card for the first game of the match. We play the best 2 out of 3, and as we left off, the question goes to you, Debbie. We took a confidential poll of 100 married women, and we asked them, have you ever steamed open a letter addressed to your husband to see what was inside? Confidential poll. How many women admitted they had steamed open a letter for their husband?
Well, I don't think that women are quite that cunning, so I'd say 5.
5?
Yeah.
She says 5 women have opened a letter for their husband. Stephen, higher or lower?
That's mail fraud.
Oh. You're a single fellow. It's mail fraud to you. It's normal to us married people. Higher or lower?
Well, I have no idea, but everybody's saying higher, so I'll say it's higher.
You're going with the audience. They say higher. I'll find out as you do. The actual number of women who had steamed open a letter addressed to their husband is 23. Wow. It's higher, Stephen.
I got a chance.
My goodness. We have some women out there. Stephen, we'll take a look at your base card, and you won the high-low toss-up question, so you have the right to change this base card if you'd like. You have a 2.
Good card. Good card,
Good
Jim.
card. Higher or lower? You call
Next
it.
card is higher, Jim.
Higher than a 2. Remember, if it's another 2, you would lose. It must be higher than a 2. It's
All
a
right,
jack.
all right.
Now, Stephen, at this point, you have a decision to make. You can freeze at any point and protect your position, or you can continue calling high-low all the way across the board if you'd like. Remember, if you make a mistake, you lose all of the cards back to your base card, and most important to you, because Debbie needs just one card, you give her a free crack at the cards, so you've got to play it carefully. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go on, Jim. The next card is lower than a jack.
Lower than a jack.
Low.
It's an ace. It's not lower. You lose both of these cards, and Debbie, you get to play off the 7. You did not win the high-low toss-up. You must play the 7. Call this card.
Well, I'm going to say higher and
Higher.
hope.
If this is higher than a 7, you have the first game in our best 2 out of 3 match. Higher than a 7, it's a high. Couldn't do it. Janice, fill in the spaces. We'll go to the next question to you, Stephen. We asked 100 New York taxi drivers, who are bigger tippers, men or women? How many cab drivers said men are the bigger tippers?
Well,
All the men giving high numbers, all the women giving low numbers. What do you think?
I've been ripped off in a lot of taxis, and I've also tipped a lot, so I'll say the men are higher tippers, and I'd say 90 taxi cab drivers said men are higher tippers.
90. He says that 90 out of 100 say that men are better tippers. What do you think, Debbie?
Oh,
Higher or
boy,
lower?
that's a tough one. I think that men are higher tippers, but I'll have to go a little bit lower.
You say lower. The actual number of taxi drivers who said men are bigger tippers is 90. Right on the button, Stephen. Right on the button. Good judgment of human nature. Still looking at a 2. You can change it if you like.
That's a good card, Jim. Next card's higher.
Higher than a 2. It is an 8.
I'll go on. Next card is higher than an 8.
Higher than an 8. It is a 6. It's not higher. And again, you're giving Debbie that free chance to play off the 7 and call this card.
Lower.
Lower. If it's lower, you've got the first game in the match. It is... Game number 1 and $100, Debbie. Best 2 out of 3. Stephen can make a comeback right after this. All right, Debbie, you've got the first game in the match at $100. Janice, if you will, deal out the cards. Same 2 decks of cards, and these are the next cards coming off the top of the deck. Question to you, Debbie. We asked 100 women in California, what impresses you more in a man, a good body or a good mind? How many women said a good body?
Well, personally, on first impressions, I go for the body. So I would say 60.
60.
Yeah.
60 out of 100, she said, prefer a good body to a good mind. Stephen, higher or lower?
In that case, Jim, I haven't got a chance. It's got to be lower than that,
You
Jim.
say lower than that. All right. Oh, good God, I hope it's a good mind. The actual number of women who said a good body impresses them more is 39. It's lower. Stephen, mind over matter. Stephen, you need this game to tie up the match. We'll take a look at your base card in this game. It is
All
a
right.
jack. You want to
Okay.
play that?
Good card, Jim. I'll keep it. Next card is lower than a jack.
Lower than a jack. It is a 7.
One more time, Jim. Next card is higher than a 7.
Higher than a 7. Risking that card and this one. It is
All right.
a queen. What are you going to do?
Okay, I'll go on, Jim. I'll go on. Take a chance. Next card is lower than a queen.
Lower than a queen. It's
All
a
right.
9.
Oh, please.
You'll freeze it. Move the freeze bar over. Can't take those cards away from you. Stephen needs just one, and he's kept Debbie away from the cards. Question to you, Stephen. We asked 100 fifth grade children, are you going to smoke cigarettes when you grow up? Fifth graders. How many fifth graders said they were going to smoke cigarettes?
Well, I think with all the media advertising and campaign against it, it's going to be low. So I'll say 35.
35. Debbie, what do you think? Higher or lower?
I think fifth graders are smarter than that, lower.
You say even lower than the 35. The actual number of fifth graders who said they are going to smoke is 12. It's lower, Debbie. And we'll take a look at your base card, Debbie. It is a queen.
Lower.
Lower than... You say that so low,
Oh,
Debbie.
thank
Yes.
you.
Lower than a queen. It is a jack and it is lower.
Well, I'm still going to go lower.
Lower than a jack. It's a 6.
Well, I'll freeze.
You'll freeze it. She needs 2 cards. Stephen needs 1. Debbie leads 1-0. Best 2 out of 3. $100 for each game. The winner of the match goes on to play the money cards where you can win thousands of dollars. Debbie, we asked 100 policemen, have you ever fired your gun in the line of duty? How many policemen said they had?
Oh. Gosh, I don't think that many actually fired their gun. I'm going to say 15.
She says 15 out of 100 policemen have fired their guns, Stephen. Higher or lower?
The answer is probably going to depend on how much service they've had. I'll say it's higher than that, Jim.
Higher than that. A lot of agreement out there with the audience. The actual number of policemen who said they fired their gun in the line of duty is 47. Higher, Stephen. That's a surprise. I didn't think it was going to be that high. Stephen, you want to play that 9 or change it?
I think I'll change it, Jim. I'll take a chance.
Here's the next card off the top of the deck. You must play this. It is a 3. Debbie did not like that card at all.
I like it. I like it. I got burned on a 3 last time. I'll go, and the next card is definitely higher than a 3.
Yeah, you still got to go with the odds, I would think. Higher than a 3. This would tie up the match if it is higher than a 3. It's a 4. You did it. 1-1. Each player with $100 and a game. We're going to play the tiebreaker with just 3 cards, and someone gets a crack at the money cards right after we take time out for this. And Stephen Ballard, who already has 15,000, now another 100 for the game, 15,100 in one game. And Debbie trying to dethrone him with $100 in one game. And let's load up the cards for the tiebreaker, ladies, if you will. And as you can see with that board being moved over, board being moved, I'll get that. That's an announcer's audition. That means we're going to play the tiebreaker with just 3 cards and 3 questions. And the question as we left off goes to you, Stephen. We asked 100 women in a California studio audience, do you find bald men sexy? How many women said yes, they did?
Oh, no. I have enough things against me without having hair being against me. I'll say that only 15 women thought it was sexy.
15 out of 100 women say bald men are sexy. What do you think, Debbie? Higher or lower?
Well, I think with Telly Savalas and everything, bald is kind of coming back in, so I'm going to say a little bit higher.
Okay. Yeah. The actual number of women who said bald men are sexy is 20. It's higher, Debbie. All right, Debbie, just 3 cards to turn over, and the first one is your base card. It is an 8. You can change it if you like, or you can play it.
You can throw that one away and give me a new one.
Throw it away. And we have an ace. Stephen didn't like seeing that one come up, Debbie. Go ahead and call it.
Lower.
Lower than an ace. It is a 4. You want to freeze? You want to try to turn that 1?
I'm going to go for it. It's going to be higher.
If this is higher than a 4, we have a new champion. Higher than a 4, it is an 8. That is super, Debbie. Congratulations. Stephen, you're leaving us with $15,100. You're a fine champion, Stephen. Much good fortune. Thank you for coming. Debbie, come on down here with me. Congratulations. How do you feel?
I feel wonderful.
That's terrific. We're going to play the money cards right after we take time out for this. Debbie Taylor, our psychology student, with $200 for winning the match. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You ready now?
I hope so.
All right, we're going to open the board and get to the money cards. Come on up here, Deb. Now, Debbie, here's how we play the money cards. That $200 you won in the match is yours to keep. We've got a brand new deck, all shuffled and cut, and we're going to give you new cards to play with, new money to play with. We'll start you on the bottom line with $200. Bet that as you wish with these 3 cards that Ann's putting out there right now. When you move up to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money. You bet that on these 3 cards. Minimum bets are $50 until you get to that top card, that big bet. And there you must bet at least half the money. It can really add up. It can add up to thousands. Good luck.
Thanks.
$200 to start with. And always a choice of 2 base cards. Your first one is a 4. Pretty good card.
Okay.
You want to play that?
I like that card.
And Debbie, you've got $200 and a 4. What's your bet on this card?
$200 higher.
Whole thing right off the bat. Remember, as in the game, if it's another 4 you lose. It must be higher than a 4 for $200. It is a 7. It is higher. $400, Debbie. And a 7. What do you bet here?
Boy, that's not a very, very high card, so I'm going to bet 200 that it's higher.
You don't like the card, but you're going to bet half the money on it.
I love money.
You love money, I see. All right. Higher than a 7.
Yeah.
$200 higher than a 7. It's a 4. Should have stuck with your first instinct there about not liking the card. But you got a good one now, a 4, and there are 5 cards to go. $400. What's your bet here?
$100. No, $200 that it's higher.
$200.
Higher.
Higher than a 4. It's in 6. You're sneaking around those middle cards, Debbie. Debbie, we had a machine malfunction there, and it did not subtract the $200, but that's all right, because you bet $200, you won, you've got $400 now. The machine's correct, and you've got a 6. And we're going to move it up. Adding that other $200, Debbie, now you have $600 with a 6. What's your bet here?
I'm going to bet 200 that it's higher.
Higher than a 6. $200 higher than a 6. It's a jack. All right. Now we're going again. $800.
I like that much better. 800. I'm going to bet the whole thing that it's lower.
Everything on a jack?
Yeah.
There are no jacks, queens, kings, or aces showing here. It's a brand new deck. You want to bet it all on a jack.
Yeah.
Lower than a jack. I hope you're right. $800. Lower than a jack. It's a 9. Oh. 1,600, Debbie, and a 9. What do you bet here?
I'm going to go easy this time. I'm going to bet 200 that it's higher. I know it's against the odds, but higher.
Okay.
Okay.
$200 higher than a 9 against the odds. Oh, it's not higher. You just lost 200 though, Deb. You were right about that. Not betting too much. We'll move the 9 up here. Now you have $1,400. You must bet at least $700. You could bet more. You've got a 9 and $1,400. What's your big bet?
Boy, I don't like that card. I'm going to bet 700. Lower.
This time you're going with the odds. Lower than a 9, $700 bet. It's a few. Good job. $2,100. You went with the odds that time.
Yeah, I did. Learned my lesson.
You've got $2,300 and we'll meet a new challenger in a moment. Good job. Debbie Taylor, $2,300. Going great.
Thanks.
Why did you go against the odds with that first 9? What told you that?
Oh, I had a feeling, but I guess it was the wrong one.
Well, you went right the last time. That's good. You're still here as the champion, and we're going to deal out brand new cards for the next match, and we're going to meet the next player on Card Sharks. Pat Bueno. Hello, Pat. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Tell us something about yourself, Pat.
I'm a housewife, native Californian. I love cooking Mexican food. My mother-in-law's taught me everything I know, and I have 2 children.
Terrific. Nice to have you here. They told me a little secret about you, Pat. What do you got in your shoe?
Oh.
See, I've got spies everywhere, Pat.
I have 2 lucky pennies, 1 in each shoe.
Where did you get the idea for Lucky Pennies?
I just found them a couple days ago, and I just had to put them. Had to keep them, so hopefully it'd bring me luck.
That is perfectly... I understand that, Pat. Nobody else does, but I understand that, Pat. Good luck in the match.
Oh, thank you.
You'll be playing the lower cards, the blue cards. Debbie will play the red cards on the top, and we'll start with a question to you, Debbie. We asked 100 married women in a California studio audience. Now, be honest. Do you nag your husband? How many women admitted they nag their husbands?
Well, I think if they were honest, that the number would be very high, but I don't think they're that honest, so I'm going to say 56.
She says 56 say they nag their husband. Pat, higher or lower?
I know I've nagged mine on occasion, I have to admit it, so I'm going to say it's a little higher.
Higher? Ooh. Ladies are either being very honest or very wrong. The actual number of women who said they nag their husbands is 59. It's higher, Pat. They are honest. Yes, indeed. Pat, we'll take a look at your base card for this game. It is a king. Good card to start with.
Love it. Oh, I'm going to keep that. And let's call the next card lower. Come
Lower
on,
than
Jim.
a king. It is a 6.
Okay, I'm going to go. Let's go. Next card's higher.
Higher than a 6. It is a jack.
Let's go. Next card's lower.
Risking both of them lower than a jack. It's another jack. Couldn't do it. Debbie will quickly take a look at your base card. You have a 2. Call this card, Debbie.
Higher.
Higher than a 2. It is an ace.
Lower.
Lower than an ace. It is a 9.
Freeze.
She'll freeze it right there. We'll fill in the spaces, and we'll do all the filling in we want to do because we got plenty of time to do it. We'll see you next time on Card Sharks. Bye-bye.
Some of our contestants will receive American Tourister Strong Lightweight Luggage, the prettiest piece of protection your clothes will ever get. You travel first class with American Tourister. And the Blue Luster Shampooer. And new Blue Luster Plus Tropic Shampoo with grease colors and brightness to remove ground-in dirt and grime. And the famous Presto Pressure Cooker. Re-engineered and redesigned for the ultimate in safe, modern, high-speed cooking. The Presto Pressure Cooker. And Foster Grant sunglasses with polarized mirror and gradient lenses. Isn't that you behind those Foster Grants? This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.